WWE fan Alex Cardinale proudly presents SummerSlam Saturday. Join Alex as he gets you ready for the biggest party of the summer. SummerSlam 2026 takes place tonight and tomorrow from Minnesota. Get ready for a complete SummerSlam preview. Look back at the greatest SummerSlam matches and moments. Play SummerSlam Saturday buzzer and so much more. Enjoy the show, and don't forget to watch SummerSlam tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, on ESPN Plus in USA and Netflix elsewhere.
Live from the arena, welcome to SummerSlam Saturday with your host, Alex Cardinale.
Happy Saturday, everyone, and welcome to SummerSlam Saturday. I'm your host, Alex Cardinale, and I'm very excited because this weekend it's SummerSlam. And this weekend, SummerSlam takes over Minneapolis, Minnesota, tonight and tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific on ESPN Plus in the USA and Netflix elsewhere. So really, SummerSlam kicks off right now here on Saturday with Alex Cardinale. I have a great show coming your way. Here's what's taking place tonight. I will give you a complete SummerSlam preview and my predictions. Hot Take will be on the best SummerSlam matches and moments and Brock Lesnar's best matches. Saturday Buzzer will be on SummerSlam history. There's going to be 3 rounds of Two Truths and a Lie on SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar in Minnesota, and much more. The fun kicks off right now with this weekend's edition of Keeping It Real with Alex Cardinale. And this weekend, I have a lot of good things to talk about here on Keeping It Real with Alex Cardinale. So let's kick off the show with our edition of this week's Keeping It Real with Alex Cardinale. All right, so I want to say thank you to everyone for an awesome Sharky Saturday last Saturday. This year's Sharky Saturday outdid last year's, and it was an amazing show. So thank you very much for an awesome Sharky Saturday. Don't forget, we have Stingray Saturday coming up in September. We have Moray and Piranha Saturdays coming up in October. Well, tonight and tomorrow, this weekend, it is WWE's biggest party of the summer, the biggest event of the summer. Don't miss WWE SummerSlam tonight and tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific on ESPN Plus in the USA and Netflix elsewhere. SummerSlam is one of my favorite premium events of the year, and I hope this year's SummerSlam is good. It has a great card, and it's shaping up to be a memorable SummerSlam. I think it's going to be great. Who is going to return at this year's SummerSlam? We'll find out later tonight as we all watch SummerSlam. All right, starting this week, we're going to go back to 3 or 4 live streams per week. That way I can deliver high-quality live streams that are great watches. So starting this coming week, there's going to be 3 or 4 live streams per week. And welcome to August, everyone. August is my favorite month of the year, not only because it's my birthday, but August is generally the hottest time of year, and that means in August you can have a lot of ice cream and cold foods to enjoy the summer. This year, in August, I'm going to be setting up my bigger pond, and I can't wait for that. And also this year will be my 33rd birthday. So I hope everyone has an awesome August. I know I will for sure. 2 weeks from today, it is going to be my 33rd birthday. And this year, my 33rd birthday falls on a Saturday. And I'm extremely happy about that. That means I get to host a Saturday with Alex Cardinale on my birthday. Well, my birthday weekend is going to be 3 epic live streams. It kicks off on Friday, August 14th, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, with a special episode of Keeping It Real, where I'm going to recap my 32nd year. And then Saturday, August 15th, we'll have my birthday Saturday. And then on Sunday, August 16th, it all concludes with another episode of Saturday with Alex Cardinale. This time it'll be Sunday with Alex Cardinale. And I am looking for guests on Saturday with Alex Cardinale. If you are interested, please email me at alexgoyankeescardinale19@gmail.com. And finally, September 5th, 2026, get ready for the return of Tampa Bay Buccaneers Spotlight. And get ready for the inaugural Tampa Bay Buccaneers Saturday with Alex Cardinale as we get ready for football and the Buccaneers regular season. Hard to believe football is almost upon us already. And that is this week's edition of Keeping It Real with Alex Cardinale. All right, it is now time for me, WWE fan Alex Cardinale, to book a fantasy SummerSlam. This is going to be something that I'm going to be incorporating to all my wrestling Saturday with Alex Cardinale. So it's going to start tonight with SummerSlam. It'll continue in November with Survivor Series, and then in January with the Royal Rumble, and then April with WrestleMania. So it is time for some fantasy booking. And in the comments, you can create your own fantasy SummerSlam if you want. Just let me know where you would host your SummerSlam, what matches you would have at your SummerSlam, etc. So I'm going to tell you my fantasy SummerSlam right now. For me, I would have my fantasy SummerSlam in Tampa Bay at Raymond James Stadium. I really enjoyed WrestleMania 37 that took place at Raymond James Stadium. I think a SummerSlam there would do incredibly well. So it would be a 2-night SummerSlam at Raymond James Stadium. And at that SummerSlam, night 1, the main event would be Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi inside Hell in a Cell. The WWE Championship would be defended between CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. The vacant WWE Women's Championship would be Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair. There would be a 2 out of 3 falls tag team match for the WWE World Tag Team Championships. Braun Breaker and Austin Theory defending against the Street Profits. Penta would defend his Intercontinental Championship against Chad Gable in a 30-minute Iron Man match. Paige and AJ Lee would team up to take on the Bella Twins. And night 2, the main event would be a World Heavyweight Championship Anything Goes match. Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. And the Bloodline would be barred from ringside. If anyone from the Bloodline interferes, Roman Reigns would lose the WWE Championship. And then we would have Jey Uso versus L.A. Knight. We would have a Women's World Championship Triple Threat match. Liv Morgan versus Io Sky versus Stephanie Valkyrie. We would have a United States Championship ladder match. Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes versus Sami Zayn versus Tama Tonga versus Finn Balor versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus Miz versus Danhausen. We'd have Gunther versus Randy Orton in a career-threatening match. And we would have Nick Aldis versus Drew McIntyre. And that is my fantasy SummerSlam taking place live from Raymond James Stadium. What is your fantasy SummerSlam? Let me know in the comments. What stadium would it be at? What will your matches be? Let me know in the comments. All right, well, speaking of SummerSlam, it is now time for part 1 of Hot Take. And tonight on SummerSlam Saturday, I've got 3 hot takes for you. I'm going to discuss the best SummerSlam matches, the best SummerSlam moments, and the best Brock Lesnar matches, since SummerSlam is in the home state of Brock Lesnar. Let's kick it off with the best SummerSlam matches. It is Hot Take. All right, so let's kick off with the best SummerSlam matches. Here we go. And in the comments, let me know your favorite SummerSlam matches. Let me know if you agree or disagree with my selections for the best SummerSlam matches. Coming in at number 1, we have Shawn Michaels versus Hulk Hogan from SummerSlam 2005. Now, I really enjoyed that match because it had the icon Hulk Hogan, Mr. WrestleMania, and the showstopper Shawn Michaels in the main event match. And Shawn Michaels did a good job overselling Hogan. I really enjoyed that SummerSlam match. Coming in at number 2 from SummerSlam a year later, DX versus the McMahons, a classic tag team match where Shawn Michaels and Triple H overcame Shane McMahon and Vince McMahon's evil genius boss gimmick. DX defeated the McMahons at SummerSlam 2006. Coming in at number 3, we have Seth Rollins versus Edge at SummerSlam 2021. I really enjoyed the Seth Rollins and Edge feud, but the best match of that rivalry was Seth Rollins versus Edge at SummerSlam 2021. Coming in at number 4, we have Shawn Michaels versus Triple H at SummerSlam 2002. It was the return to in-ring action for Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam 2002, and it was a really good match. And last but not least, we have Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam 2023. Cody Rhodes won and eventually earned Brock Lesnar's respect. So my favorite SummerSlam matches are Shawn Michaels versus Hogan, DX versus McMahon's, Seth Rollins versus Edge, Shawn Michaels versus Triple H, and Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Those are my hot take best WWE SummerSlam moments. In the comments, let me know your best SummerSlam matches in the comments. And still to come tonight, we're going to talk about the best SummerSlam moments and the best Brock Lesnar matches. That's still to come tonight. All right, moving along. It is now time to go bowling. It is time for this week's Bowling with Alex Cardinale here on SummerSlam Saturday with Alex Cardinale. And let's see how I bowled this past Thursday.
The energy is electric here tonight as the best bowlers in the world compete for the championship title.
Oh, gosh.
All right, so my average heading into this week was 101. And here's how I did this past Thursday. Game 1, I had 125 pins with 2 strikes and 2 spares. Game 2, I had 154 with 2 spares and 3 strikes. And game 3, 103 with 1 strike and 1 spare. So overall, I did much better than usual. I will continue to improve. I had a total of 382 with 6 strikes and 5 spares. That is awesome. My second game was obviously my best game this week. I can't wait to bowl next Thursday and see how I do. All right, it is now time to find out what happened on this day in history. It is time for this Saturday in history, and we're going to find out what went on in the world on August 1st, the first day of August. Let's find out right now. Come on. All right, so Today is Saturday, August 1st, the 213th day of 2026. There are 152 days left in the year. Today in history, on August 1st, 1981, MTV began its American broadcast. The first music video aired on the new cable TV network was Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles. Also on this date, in 1876, Colorado was admitted as the 38th state in the Union, less than a month after the U.S. Centennial, leading its nickname the Centennial State. In 1907, a week-long boys' camping event began on Brownsea Island in southern England, organized by Robert Baden-Powell. The event is now marked as the beginning of the Scout movement. In 1936, Adolf Hitler presided over the opening ceremonies of the Summer Olympics in Berlin. In 1944, an uprising broke out in Warsaw, Poland against Nazi occupation. The revolt lasted 2 months before collapsing. In 1957, the United States and Canada announced they had agreed to create the North American Air Defense Command. In 1966, Charles Whitman, 25 years old, went on an armed rampage at the University of Texas in Austin, Texas, that killed 14 people, most of whom were shot by Whitman while he was perched in the clock tower of the main campus building. In 2001, Pro Bowl tackle Corey Stinger, 27, died of a heat stroke a day after collapsing at the Minnesota Vikings training camp on the hottest day of the year. In 2007, the 8-lane Interstate 35W bridge, a major Minneapolis artery, collapsed into the Mississippi River during the evening rush hour, killing 13 people. In 2014, a medical examiner ruled that a New York City police officer's chokehold caused the death of Eric Garner, whose videotaped arrest and final pleas of "I can't breathe" had sparked outrage. Officer Danielle Pantaleo, who restrained Garner, was fired in 2019, but he was never charged with a crime. And that is this Saturday in history, August 1st. I would like to wish everyone celebrating a birthday this past week a happy birthday. I would like to wish everyone celebrating a birthday this upcoming week and this upcoming weekend a happy birthday as well. I hope you all have an amazing birthday. All right, now it is time for this week's Animal of the World. And this animal is a great representation of Brock Lesnar and Minnesota. Our Animal of the World this week is the moose, the largest deer in the world. I'm going to give you some facts on the moose, and then we're going to have an informal video with some information on the moose, going over the moose in depth. All right, so let's get into some facts on the moose. The moose is known for its massive snout. Their large, long nose helps warm cold air before it reaches their lungs and acts as a snorkel while swimming underwater. Independent eyes. A moose can move its eyes independently, allowing it to see almost completely behind itself without turning its head. Hoof snowshoes. Their wide, cloven hoofs spread out to distribute weight, preventing them from sinking into deep snow or muddy bogs. Shedding bones. Regrowing antlers is one of the fastest known organ growths in the animal kingdom, extending up to 1 inch per day. Moose overheat easily. They cannot tolerate temperatures above 60 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer without access to cooling water. That is interesting. Silent striders. Despite their massive size, their long legs allow them to step over fallen logs without making a sound. Those are some interesting facts on the moose. And now we are going to learn some more information on the moose.
The moose, Alces alces, is the largest and heaviest extant species in the deer family. Known as moose in North America, they are called elk in Europe and Asia. Physical characteristics: size: adults can stand 5 to over 7 feet tall at the shoulder. Weight: bulls, males, can weigh up to 1,400 to 1,600 pounds, while cows, females, are slightly smaller. Antlers: only males grow antlers, which are unique for being flat and palmate, shaped like an open hand, rather than twig-like. These can spread 6 feet across the bell. They feature a distinct flap of hairy skin dangling beneath their throat, coat. Their thick brown fur is made of hollow hairs, providing superb winter insulation and buoyancy when swimming. Diet and habitat: the name moose comes from an Algonquin term meaning eater of twigs or stripper of bark. Habitat: they inhabit the circumpolar, boreal and mixed forests of the northern hemisphere, spanning North America, Europe, and Russia. Diet: they are strictly herbivores. Because of their height, they prefer browsing on trees and shrubs, specifically willow, aspen, birch, and balsam fir, rather than bending down to eat grass. Aquatic feeding: in the summer, they spend hours in lakes and rivers eating aquatic plants to absorb essential minerals like sodium. Behavior and lifestyle: solitary. Unlike many deer species, moose are primarily solitary and do not form large herds. Surprising agility. Despite looking awkward, moose can run up to 35 miles per hour on land and swim at 6 miles per hour for hours. They can even dive up to 18 to 20 feet deep to fetch food. The rut, mating season occurs in autumn. Bulls use their massive antlers to joust and compete for the attention of cows. They shed their antlers every winter and regrow them in the spring. Offspring: cows give birth to 1 or 2 calves in the spring. Calves stay with their mothers for 1 year before being driven off to live independently. Lifespan: they typically live 10 to 15 years in the wild, though some can reach 20 years.
And that is this week's Animal of the World. It is now time for one of 2 Aqua Alex's featured fish. And tonight, my featured fish are going to be the Pearl Gourami and the Diamond Goby. Let's start by learning about the Pearl Gourami, which is a very popular fish in the aquarium hobby, and it is beloved by so many aquarium hobbyists. Here is my first featured fish, the Pearl Gourami. All right, so the Pearl Gourami is a highly popular, peaceful freshwater fish native to the slow-moving, acidic lowland swamps of Southeast Asia, including Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia. Their brownish silver, laterally compressed bodies are covered in hundreds of iridescent, creamy white spots that create a mother-of-pearl effect. They grow to about 4 to 5 inches in length and can live up to 10 years under proper care. Mature males are much more colorful, developing an intense fiery orange-red throat and breast. Males also have a longer, pointed dorsal fin compared to the rounded, plumper females. Their pelvic fins are modified into long hair-like threads packed with sensitive nerve endings. Because they are extremely hardy, Pearl Gouramis make excellent choices for beginner fish keepers. A minimum of 30-gallon aquariums is recommended for a single fish or a pair. A 55-gallon tank or larger is ideal for keeping a large sorority or small group. They thrive best in stable water conditions with temperatures between 77 degrees Fahrenheit and 82 degrees Fahrenheit and a pH range of 6.0 to 7.5. And that is my first of 2 featured fish. Still to come tonight, learn about the Diamond Goby, and also our monster of the deep will be the Goliath grouper. But coming up next here on SummerSlam Saturday, it is going to be round 1 of 3 of Two Truths and a Lie. And we're going to play Two Truths and a Lie on SummerSlam next.
It's Stingray Saturday with Alex Cardinale. Feel the sting.
Dive into Stingray Saturday with Alex Cardinale. Join us on Saturday, September 19th, 2026 at 10 p.m. ET, 7 p.m. PT for an exciting exploration of the mysterious world of stingrays. Tune in to the Alex Cardinale Entertainment YouTube channel for an unforgettable evening dedicated to these fascinating creatures. What's in store? Discover featured stingrays from both freshwater and saltwater habitats. Engage with intriguing stingray topics and discussions. Get the scoop on stingray myths, uncover the friendliest stingrays, and learn about freshwater rays. Don't miss the Saturday buzzer focusing on all things stingray. Whether you're a marine enthusiast or just curious about these amazing animals, Stingray Saturday promises to be both informative and fun. Mark your calendars and prepare for a splash of knowledge. See you September 19th, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific.
All right, who's ready for a round of Two Truths and a Lie? Tonight we're going to play a round on SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar, and then in our main event, we're going to play a round on Minnesota. Right now, let's kick off with Two Truths and a Lie on SummerSlam. All right, so I'm going to give you 3 statements on SummerSlam. 2 of them are true. 1 is a lie. It is your job to help me determine the lie. Here we go. Here's statement 1. SummerSlam is considered WWE's second biggest pay-per-view event of the year. Statement 2. The Undertaker has never lost a match at SummerSlam. And statement 3. SummerSlam 1992 was held at Wembley Stadium in London, marking the first time the event took place outside the United States. Which one do you think is the lie? Is it SummerSlam being the second biggest event of the year, The Undertaker never losing a match at SummerSlam, or SummerSlam taking place at Wembley Stadium in London being the first time the event took place outside the USA? Which one do you think is the lie? Take a moment to consider it. Who's ready for SummerSlam this year? I am definitely ready for SummerSlam coming up a little bit later on tonight. SummerSlam takes place at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific on ESPN Plus in the USA and Netflix elsewhere. Let's go ahead and reveal the answer. Statement 1 is true. It is the second biggest event of the year. SummerSlam is often referred to as the biggest party of the summer. SummerSlam is only rivaled by WrestleMania in terms of significance and spectacle. Since its inception in 1988, it has been a staple in WWE's lineup of major events, attracting fans from around the globe. So statement 1 is true. Statement 3 is also true. SummerSlam was held at Wembley Stadium in London in 1992. The historic event drew a massive crowd, setting a record for the largest attendance at a SummerSlam event. The main event featured a classic match between Bret the Hitman Hart and the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. The lie is statement 2. The Undertaker has indeed lost matches at SummerSlam. While he boasts an incredible and impressive career, his record at SummerSlam includes both victories and defeats. And that is Two Truths and a Lie on SummerSlam. Still to come tonight, we're going to have Two Truths and a Lie on Brock Lesnar, and in our main event on Minnesota, the host city of SummerSlam. And right now, WWE fans, we're going to recap Friday Night SmackDown from last night, which was the go-home show for this weekend's SummerSlam. Let's find out what happened last night on Friday Night SmackDown, an incredible show. So here is this week's SmackDown recap. All right, I apologize for the tech issues there. I don't know what's going on, but we'll just get to our SmackDown recap. The July 31st episode of Friday Night SmackDown in Green Bay delivered the final explosive buildup of SummerSlam. The night was defined by undisputed WWE Champion the WWE Champion CM Punk and Cody Rhodes engaging in a chaotic arena-wide brawl that completely destroyed the announcer table ahead of the monumental championship clash. Finn Balor opened the show, reflecting on his historic SummerSlam legacy, which quickly snowballed into absolute madness when Gunther arrived to brutally wipe out both Balor and Sami Zayn to insert his dominance as the rightful number one contender. SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis later stepped in and dropped Gunther to restore order. I can't wait to see Gunther versus Aldis at SummerSlam. So after Michin and B-Fab pick up a victory over Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green, Charlotte Flair blindsided Jade Cargill. Lash Legend advanced to the championship match at SummerSlam, so she is the fifth superstar. United States Champion Trick Williams confronted his SummerSlam challenger Baron Corbin in front of members of the Green Bay Packers. And the final segment saw friendship thrown entirely out the window as Cody Rhodes and CM Punk devolved into a massive free-for-all brawl that required the locker room and security to separate them. And that was SmackDown from this past week. A little bit later on tonight, we're going to preview the match card for SummerSlam, and I'm going to give you my predictions. But right now, it is time for my fellow baseball fans, and it's also time for my New York Yankee fans. It is time for Yankee Spotlight here on SummerSlam Saturday with Alex Cardinale. So let's see how the Yankees did this week.
Late night shadows creep, silent whispers in the dark. Haters lurking, fangs ready, waiting on a mark. Alex rolling heavy, steel in his grip. Light the torch, fight the scorch, never gonna slip. Keyboard warriors flex, talking slick on the net. Alex got the radar, ain't missed a threat yet. Shining through the screens, ghosting all the clowns. Stacking up the bodies when the sun goes down. American bad.
The New York Yankees had a mixed 3-3 stretch over the past week, marked by strong starting pitching, but an anemic offense. They capped off July with back-to-back brutal extra-inning walk-off losses before shutting out the Cubs last night on Friday. Looking ahead to next week, they return home to Yankee Stadium to face two tough National League opponents, the St. Louis Cardinals and the Atlanta Braves. Past week recap. Phillies finale. The Yankees dropped the final game of the series against Philadelphia 11-4. Chicago White Sox split. The Yankees took the first two games of the series with a 9-5 win and a 3-2 victory behind 6 scoreless frames from Garrett Cole. However, the offense stalled in the final two games, leading to painful consecutive walk-off defeats in extra innings, 6-5 and 2-1. Cubs opener. The Yankees bounced back on Friday behind Will Warren's brilliant 2-0 pitching gem, with Ahmed Rosario and rookie Spencer Jones providing the run support via home runs. Newly acquired infielder Jazz Chisholm Jr. exited Thursday's game with an apparent leg injury, creating a main roster concern heading into the weekend. Next week, the Yankees conclude their road trip in Chicago today and tomorrow before returning to Yankee Stadium for a 6-game homestand. Monday, August 3rd to Wednesday, August 5th, the Yankees will host the St. Louis Cardinals. And then Thursday, August 6th, the Yankees have off. And then Friday, August 7th through Sunday, August 9th, next weekend, the Yankees will host the Atlanta Braves. So that is this week's Yankees Spotlight, and hopefully next week the Yankees will have a better week for sure. Well, coming up in 2 weeks from today, it is going to be my 33rd birthday, and I'm going to be able to host a wonderful birthday bash Saturday with Alex Cardinale, and you're invited.
Celebrate Alex Cardinale's 33rd birthday bash. Join us for an unforgettable night on Saturday, August 15th, 2026, as we celebrate Alex Cardinale's 33rd birthday on a special edition of Saturday W/Alex Cardinale. Tune in live at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on Alex Cardinale Entertainment's YouTube channel. Exciting segments await. Animals of the world discover intriguing facts about the cheetah, lion, and tiger. Aqua Alex featured fish. Dive deep with the marbled Motoro stingray and Florida gar. Monster of the deep. Meet the incredible tessellata moray eel. Yeah, Aqua Alex's birthday fish. Find out the new fish Alex is getting for his birthday. Grand Pond reveal. Witness the unveiling of Aqua Alex's new pond. Age 32 reflections. Lessons learned. Hopes for the new year and more. Surprises and entertainment. Birthday surprises, return of funny videos, and so much more awaits you. Don't miss out on this exciting birthday celebration.
Well, speaking of birthdays, right now we have a special surprise segment, and I hope he's watching live, but if he's not, I hope he's catching it on our replay. It is time to celebrate a birthday of a long-time, lifelong viewer of mine. He's been watching me since I was an audio podcast, but right now we are going to celebrate his birthday.
Happy birthday, Jeff. This is Alex Cardinale wishing you all the best from Saturday. Hope you have a great one.
That's right, Jeff. I hope you have an amazing birthday and an amazing year ahead. Jeff is an amazing lifelong viewer of mine. He's been following me since I started becoming a content creator on Blog Talk Radio way back in the day in 2013. And here he is supporting me on my YouTube channel. So happy birthday, Jeff. I hope you have an amazing birthday.
Happy birthday, Jeff. This is Alex Cardinale wishing you all the best from Saturday. Hope you have a great one.
All right, it is now time for SummerSlam 2026 preview and predictions here on SummerSlam Saturday with Alex Cardinale. So let's preview SummerSlam 2026, which is taking place later tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific on ESPN Plus in the USA and Netflix elsewhere. Let's take a look at the Night 1 match card. This is the match card you're going to see tonight in a few hours. So here we go. This is SummerSlam Night 1 tonight. We have a Hell in a Cell match, Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi. I can't wait to see that match. We have the undisputed WWE Championship in our main event, CM Punk defending against Cody Rhodes. We have Gunther versus Nick Aldis. We have the Bloodline, Jimmy and Jey Uso and Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Solo Sikoa. We also have Fatal Influence taking on the Bella Twins and Paige in a 6-woman tag team match. And for the Women's World Championship, we have Liv Morgan defending against Io Sky. That is Night 1 taking place tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. And then tomorrow night, Night 2, here is the match card for Night 2. So, Night 2 match card looks like this. I know. All right, so Night 2 match card looks like this. Here we go. The main event of Night 2 is going to be Roman Reigns defends World Heavyweight Championship against Seth Rollins. I can't wait for that match. That's going to be awesome. And we have Penta defending his Intercontinental Championship against Chad Gable. We have a ladder match for the WWE Women's Championship. We have Charlotte Flair taking on Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, and Lash Legend. We have Danhausen taking on Dominic Mysterio for Human Money. We have Sami Zayn taking on Finn Balor. The winner becomes #1 contender for the WWE Championship. And we have Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin for the United States Championship on Night 2. That is the Night 2 match card taking place tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific on ESPN Plus and Netflix elsewhere. So looking at the card, I have to say that Night 1 tonight has the better match card because tonight you're getting a Hell in a Cell match. Tonight you're also getting CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes, which is basically a dream match. But Night 2 also has a great card. Night 2, you're getting a rematch between former Shield brothers, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. But also tonight, we're seeing the in-ring debut of Nick Aldis. That's going to be incredible. So here's the matches that I am most looking forward to for Night 1. The matches I'm looking forward to on Night 1 are obviously Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi inside Hell in a Cell, Gunther versus Nick Aldis, and CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. The matches I'm looking forward to for Night 2 are only 2. I'm looking forward to the main event of SummerSlam Night 2 tomorrow, which is Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. And I'm also looking forward to the ladder match for the Women's Championship. I hope we have a great new Women's Champion to replace Rhea Ripley, who unfortunately is out with injury. Now, SummerSlam historically has been a night of returns. Will there be any massive returns tonight? I think it's possible we see Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, but I would love to see Vince McMahon return at SummerSlam. That would be awesome. All right, and now it is time for my predictions. It is time for SummerSlam 2026 predictions. Here we go. Who do you think is going to win? Post your predictions down in the comments below. I'd love to know who you think is going to walk out of SummerSlam victorious. But let me get started with my SummerSlam predictions. Oba Femi will beat Brock Lesnar inside Hell in a Cell. I have Oba Femi over Brock Lesnar. I think the Bloodline somehow, some way will defeat Solo Sikoa, Royce Keys, and LA Knight. Somehow they win. I've got Nick Aldis defeating Gunther. I want to see Nick Aldis beat Gunther. I also want to see Finn Balor defeat Sami Zayn, and I think CM Punk will defeat Cody Rhodes and retain the championship. However, I think tonight we're going to have Cody Rhodes turning heel. I think Cody Rhodes turns heel tonight. That's my night 1 predictions. My night 2 predictions are Seth Rollins defeats Roman Reigns and becomes the new champion. I think Penta will defeat Chad Gable. I think Dominic Mysterio will lose to Danhausen. So Danhausen will defeat Dominic Mysterio. And Trick Williams will defeat Baron Corbin. And the new women's champion will be Charlotte or Jade Cargill. So let's go over my predictions once more. Oba Femi over Brock Lesnar. Bloodline over Solo, LA Knight, and Royce Keys. Nick Aldis over Gunther. Finn Balor over Zayn, and Punk over Rhodes, but I think Cody Rhodes turns heel tonight. Io Sky will be the new women's world champion. Fatal Influence will defeat Paige and the Bellas, and CM Punk will defeat Cody Rhodes. And then tomorrow we've got Charlotte or Jade winning the title. We have Seth Rollins defeating Roman Reigns, Penta defeating Chad Gable, and we've got Danhausen beating Dominic Mysterio. And we've got Trick Williams defeating Baron Corbin. We'll find out if my predictions come true, but make sure to post your predictions in the comments. And next Saturday, I'm going to have a complete SummerSlam recap next Saturday on SummerSlam. That is awesome, but there's only one way to see if my predictions or your predictions come true. That is by watching SummerSlam tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern. 3 Pacific on ESPN Plus and Netflix. Well, right now it is time for one of my favorite segments. It is time for What in the Florida? And we're going to take a look at 6 crazy Florida stories right now. All right, so let's take a look at the 6 crazy stories from the Sunshine State this week. We kick it off with this man. Florida man accused of killing mom and burning body because she wanted to be cremated. George Beamer, 23 years old, called 911 for chest pain before fire crews discovered the body at his Fort Myers home. Wow, he killed his mom and burned her because she wanted to be cremated. A Florida man allegedly shot and killed his mother after years of built-up anger, then set her body on fire because she had said she wanted to be cremated, according to an arrest report. Wow, that is interesting. Well, this next story is definitely from Florida. Florida man pleads guilty to SNAP fraud, food stamp fraud. He faces up to 12 years in prison. A Tavares man has pleaded guilty to stealing more than $73,000 in government food assistance benefits and aggravated identity theft. Have fun in jail. This next What in the Florida story is really funny. It's going to make you laugh. Florida man dressed as Superman arrested for burglary. I guess even superheroes become thieves nowadays, or at least in Florida. At least in Florida, Superman gets arrested for robbery. Well, this next WTF What in the Florida segment is kind of gross, but it is a Florida man being accused of child abuse, feeding boy food tainted with animal feces. That is absolutely disgusting, and that happens here in Florida. Here's another crazy Florida story. Florida man arrested for going 99 miles per hour hours before birthday. Jail is a lousy place to celebrate your birthday. That is very true. Do not end up in jail before your birthday. And this is definitely a Florida story. In Florida, man pushes fiance to safety, then fights off a shark. What began as a Florida beach outing became a life-threatening emergency after a Georgia man said he got his pregnant fiance to safety and then fought off a shark near shore at Daytona Beach. And that is this week's craziest What in the Florida Crazy from the Sunshine State of Florida. All right, moving along, it is now time for round 2 of Hot Take. And right now, on round 2 of Hot Take with Alex Cardinale, we're going to talk about the best Brock Lesnar matches. And we're talking about Brock Lesnar tonight because SummerSlam is emanating from his hometown of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And now we're going to talk about the best Brock Lesnar matches and my favorite Brock Lesnar matches. In the comments, feel free to tell me your favorite Brock Lesnar matches. But for me, my favorite Brock Lesnar matches are Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker, WrestleMania 30. That is the infamous night where Brock Lesnar ended the Undertaker's undefeated streak. Then we have Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns from SummerSlam 4 years ago, SummerSlam 2022. We have Brock Lesnar versus Triple H, WrestleMania 29. Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk, SummerSlam 2012. Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes, SummerSlam 2023. And Brock Lesnar versus John Cena, WrestlePalooza 2025. Those are my favorite Brock Lesnar matches. What are your favorite Brock Lesnar matches? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, in 2 weeks from today and 2 weeks from this weekend, it is going to be an incredible trifecta. An incredible trifecta of birthday live streams starting on Friday, August 14th, and culminating on Sunday, August 16th. And you are all invited to this awesome broadcast.
Welcome to Sunday with Alex Cardinale. This week, he's just too tired on Saturdays.
Join us for an unforgettable conclusion to Alex Cardinale's 33rd birthday celebration with a special Sunday presentation. Tune in live on Sunday, August 16th, 2026, at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Time on the Alex Cardinale Entertainment YouTube channel. Prepare for a night filled with excitement and intriguing discoveries. Animal of the World, dive into the fascinating world of the American river otter and uncover its intriguing secrets. Aqua Alex featured fish. Explore the captivating jaguar catfish and Chinese perch, and delve into the mysterious monster of the deep, the Lince catfish. Hot take, discover the best fish I've ever kept, indulge in my favorite desserts, and explore my top snack picks. Saturday Buzzer, journey through the effervescent history of Sprite. One night only, don't miss the hilarious return of the crazy Karens. New segment, Storytime with Alex Cardinale, listen to my unexpected and entertaining Kmart encounter. What in the Florida, stay updated with the wildest news from the Sunshine State. Topic, dive into what's on my bucket list and so much more. Mark your calendars and get ready for a fun-filled night. See you there.
And that is going to be an awesome time. Well, right now it's time for round 2 of Two Truths and a Lie. Earlier on tonight, we did round 1 on SummerSlam, and right now we're going to do round 2 on Brock Lesnar. And in our main event tonight, we'll do round 3 on Minnesota. So I'm going to give you 3 statements on Brock Lesnar. One of them is a lie, and 2 of them are true. Here we go. Brock Lesnar won the NCAA Division Heavyweight Championship in 2000. Brock Lesnar was the first person to hold the WWE Championship and the UFC Championship simultaneously. Brock Lesnar once tried out for the Minnesota Vikings in the NFL. Which one do you think is the lie? Is it Brock Lesnar winning the NCAA Division I Heavyweight Wrestling Championship? Was he the first person to hold the WWE and UFC title at the same time? Or is it Brock Lesnar trying out for the Minnesota Vikings in the NFL? Take a moment to think about it, and I will let you know the answer in just a second. So Brock Lesnar tonight is facing Oba Femi in a Hell in a Cell match. That should be a great match. All right, the lie is statement number 2. Well, Brock Lesnar has indeed held both the WWE Championship and the UFC Heavyweight Championship. He did not hold them simultaneously. Brock Lesnar's athletic prowess is undeniable as he achieved significant success in both wrestling and mixed martial arts. But the simultaneous championship claim is not true. But he did win the NCAA Division I championship, and he did try out for the Minnesota Vikings. All right, so here is a bit more info. NCAA champion. Brock Lesnar's wrestling skills were evident even in his college years. In 2000, he captured the NCAA Division I Heavyweight Wrestling Championship while attending the University of Minnesota. NFL tryout. After leaving WWE in 2004, Lesnar pursued a brief career in the NFL. He participated in the Minnesota Vikings training camp but did not make the final roster. Brock Lesnar continues to be an influential and formidable figure in sports entertainment with a career marked by impressive achievements across multiple disciplines. And we have one more round of Two Truths and a Lie coming your way. That's our main event on Minneapolis. Well, right now it is time for Aqua Alex's second and final featured fish. Let's learn about the Diamond Goby right now. So, the Diamond Washman Goby is also known as the Orange Spotted Sleeper Goby. It is a hard-working and sand-sifting starfish native to the warm, shallow coral reefs of the Indo-Pacific. They have a sleek, elongated white body adorned with striking bright orange dashes and iridescent metallic blue dots across their cheeks. The sand sifter, they possess a large scoop-like mouth, specifically evolved to swallow mouthfuls of sand, filter out tiny organisms, and expel the clean substrate through their gills. They need a minimum of 30 gallons per specimen, though a 55-gallon or larger is preferred for the Diamond Goby. And that is our second featured fish. All right, who is ready for the Saturday buzzer? Let's talk about the history of SummerSlam right now here on the Saturday buzzer.
Welcome to Saturday Buzzer with Alex Cardinale. This intriguing segment is sure to be educational and fun. Alex Cardinale has 5 minutes or less to discuss a certain topic. If Alex succeeds, viewers must do Alex a favor. If Alex fails, he must pay the piper and do what the piper asks. What favor will the viewers have to perform? What consequence will Alex possibly suffer? What is the topic? Find out right now as we welcome Peter the Pied Piper to the show.
All right, so you guys are the piper tonight. If I cannot complete this topic in 5 minutes, you pick my punishment. So here is tonight's Saturday Buzzer, history of SummerSlam. SummerSlam is an annual professional wrestling event produced by WWE that debuted in 1988. Dubbed the biggest party of the summer, it is widely considered WWE's second largest event of the year behind WrestleMania. Alongside WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and Money in the Bank, it forms WWE's Big Five premium live events. In the late 1980s, Vince McMahon wanted to expand WWE's pay-per-view schedule. WrestleMania in the spring, Survivor Series in the autumn, and the Royal Rumble in the winter left a massive programming gap during the warmer months. To bridge this gap, WWE created SummerSlam. The inaugural event took place on August 29, 1988 at Madison Square Garden in New York City. It was headlined by a blockbuster tag team match featuring the Mega Powers, Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage, taking on the Mega Bucks, Ted DiBiase, and Andre the Giant. Over nearly 4 decades, SummerSlam has served as the backdrop for some of the business's most historic transition. International expansion, 1992. SummerSlam went global when it was held at the original Wembley Stadium in London, England. Headlined by British Bulldog defeating Bret Hart for the Intercontinental title, it drew a historic crowd of 80,355 fans. The event hosted monumental career milestones, such as Shawn Michaels' legendary in-ring return against Triple H in 2002, Randy Orton becoming the youngest world champion in 2004. While traditionally a single-night stadium or arena show, the event transformed to an expansive, highly profitable 2-night stadium format, mirroring the grandeur of modern-day WrestleMania. Originally a traditional pay-per-view, it transitioned to streaming on the WWE Network in 2014, Peacock in 2021, and it moved to ESPN Plus starting with this year's 2026 event. And that is the history of SummerSlam. And that was done in 5 minutes or less. Congratulations, everybody. All right, it is now time for the Monster of the Deep. And tonight we're talking about the incredible Goliath grouper, one of my favorite predators of the ocean. I'm going to give you some facts on the Goliath grouper, and then we'll have an informal video of some awesome information on the Goliath grouper. So let's learn about the Monster of the Deep right now. And again, I apologize for the tech issues tonight, but tonight's SummerSlam Saturday with Alex Cardinale has made history for 2026. This is the most watched live episode of Saturday with Alex Cardinale, and I want to thank everyone in advance. You guys are amazing. Well, let's get to tonight's Monster of the Deep. All right, and tonight's monster of the deep, like I said earlier, is the Goliath grouper. Let's go ahead and learn about the Goliath grouper. Let me give you some facts on the Goliath grouper. Toothless swallower. They completely lack tearing teeth, relying entirely on a massive crushing plate in their throat to process food. They can change their shade from light to dark, shifting color instantly to blend into shipwrecks or muddy waters. Gender switchers. They are believed to be hermaphrodites, meaning some individuals start life as females and transform into males, which is almost like humans, I'm only joking. By rapidly contracting their swim bladders, they emit a low-frequency boom that can be felt by divers underwater. They intentionally rub their bodies against sharks to scrape off irritating parasites and lose skin from their thick hides. They pose almost no fear of humans, frequently approaching scuba divers out of curiosity or to steal speared fish. And now here is some more information on the humongous Goliath grouper.
The Atlantic Goliath grouper, Epinephilus itajara, is the largest member of the sea bass family in the western Atlantic Ocean. Formerly commonly known as the Jewfish, the slow-moving saltwater giant is highly celebrated by scuba divers and marine biologists for its colossal size and surprisingly docile nature. Colossal size, they routinely grow to lengths of 8 feet, 2.5 meters, and can weigh up to 800 pounds, 363 kilograms, appearance. Their thick, robust bodies range from brownish yellow to gray or olive, covered in small dark spots that help them blend into reef shadows. Unique identification. Unlike other groupers, they have a broad, flat head, small eyes, a rounded tail fin, and lack large canine teeth in their lower jaw. Age rings. Scientists can determine a Goliath grouper's age by counting the annual growth rings in its dorsal fin rays, a process very similar to counting tree rings. They can live up to 30 to 50 years. Diet and hunting style. Despite their enormous mouths, Goliath groupers are generally sluggish apex predators. The vacuum intake. They completely lack front-tearing teeth. Instead, they use an ambush method where they rapidly open their massive mouths, creating an underwater vacuum that sucks prey in whole. Primary diet. They primarily target slow-moving crustaceans, like spiny lobsters and crabs, stingrays, octopuses, and bottom-dwelling fish. They rarely consume fast sport fish like snappers. Ecosystem role. As a keystone species, they help maintain balanced reef ecosystems by controlling populations of mid-level predators, including invasive lionfish. Life cycle and habitat. Mangrove nurseries. Hatchlings and juveniles spend their first 5 to 6 years of life seeking refuge in shallow, brackish mangrove estuaries and oyster bars. Offshore migration. Once they reach about 3 feet long, they migrate offshore to deep reefs, shipwrecks, caves, and ledges down to depths of 150 feet. Booming vocalizations. Adult Goliaths are fiercely territorial over their caves. When threatened or defending territory, they can produce a loud, deep rumbling sound by vibrating their swim bladders.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and people who have pools and ponds in South Florida, tonight, Saturday with Alex Cardinale is proudly presented by Sensational Pool Systems, LLC.
Is your pool looking a little green around the gills? Or maybe your pond needs a little pick-me-up. Look no further than Sensational Pool Systems, LLC, your local experts in pool and pond services. Based right here in sunny South Florida, we're a veteran-owned business committed to customer satisfaction above all else. From transforming your pool from green to pristine with our professional cleaning services starting at just $100 a month, to handling all your repair and installation needs, we've got you covered. Our comprehensive pond services include cleanings, maintenance, and more. Plus, we offer koi and goldfish upon request to bring your pond to life. We proudly serve West Palm Beach, Jupiter, Royal Palm, Riviera, Boynton Beach, Lake Worth, and beyond. Ready to dive into a sensational experience? Contact us today at 561-785-9561 or sensationalpoolsystemsllc@gmail.com. Your dream pool or pond is just a call away. Sensational Pool Systems LLC, making your water sensational.
All right, and now it is time for our final hot take with Alex Cardinale. And right now we're going to talk about the best SummerSlam moments. Here are the best SummerSlam moments, in my opinion. You can post your favorite SummerSlam moments in the comments. Coming in at number 1, we have Triple H's heel turn from 2013 and the founding of the Authority when Triple H pedigreed Daniel Bryan. Coming in at number 2, we have John Cena getting humbled in 2014 by Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar absolutely destroyed John Cena in 2014. We have Seth Rollins cashed in from last year when Seth Rollins cashed in and defeated CM Punk. Cody gains beast respect from SummerSlam 2023 when Cody Rhodes defeated Brock Lesnar and earned his respect. Shawn Michaels proved he still got it in 2002 by defeating Triple H and got to oversell Hogan. Shawn Michaels oversold Hulk Hogan in 2005. Those are your SummerSlam best moments. Well, ladies and gentlemen, truly from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you for an incredible SummerSlam Saturday with Alex Cardinale. It's been a great show. Tonight, Saturday, with Alex Cardinale, the most live views of 2026. You guys are amazing, and I thank you all for that. I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode, and I hope you enjoy SummerSlam. Next Saturday, we return to our normal airtime. Next Saturday, we're back at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, and here's what you can expect next Saturday on Saturday with Alex Cardinale.
Get ready for an all-new episode of Saturday with Alex Cardinale. Mark your calendars for Saturday, August 8th, 2026. Join us live at our original airtime of 10 p.m. Eastern/7 p.m. Pacific on Alex Cardinale Entertainment for another exciting episode of Saturday with Alex Cardinale. What's in store this week? Animal of the World, discover the fascinating world of the box jellyfish and the gentle manatee. Aqua Alex featured fish. Dive into the aquatic wonders of the short-nosed gar and the African knifefish. Monster of the Deep, unveil the mysteries of the giant freshwater stingray. 4 rounds of 2 truths and a lie, test your knowledge with thrilling rounds from the years 1992, 2002, 2012, and 2022. WWE SummerSlam recap, relive the excitement of the latest WWE SummerSlam event. Saturday Buzzer, explore the intriguing history of Coca-Cola. True crime, dive into the world of memorable heists. And much more. Don't miss out on the action. Tune in for a night packed with excitement, surprises, and fascinating insights. See you on Saturday, August 8th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Time on Alex Cardinale Entertainment.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is our main event, the third and final round of 2 Truth and a Lie on the host city of this year's SummerSlam, Minnesota. I'm going to give you 3 statements. 2 are true, 1's a lie. Let's go. Minnesota is known as the land of 10,000 lakes. The Mall of America in Minnesota is the largest mall in the United States. And Minnesota's state bird is the American goldfinch. Which one do you think is the lie? Is it Minnesota being known as the land of 10,000 lakes? Is it Mall in America being the largest mall? Or Minnesota's state bird being the American goldfinch? Well, the answer is statement 3. Minnesota's state bird is actually the common loon, not the American goldfinch. The common loon is celebrated for its haunting calls and striking black and white plumage. The Mall of America is the largest mall. It is a colossal shopping center located in Bloomington, Minnesota. It boasts hundreds of stores, an indoor amusement park, and even an aquarium, making it a major tourist attraction. One day, on Saturday with Alex Cardinale, we will do an episode from Mall of America. And yes, it is true. The nickname comes from the vast number of lakes found in the state. In fact, Minnesota has over 11,000 lakes that are 10 acres or more in size. And that is two truths and a lie on Minnesota. Well, ladies and gentlemen and WWE fans, that is this year's SummerSlam Saturday with Alex Cardinale. I want to thank you for tuning in and being part of my preview leading up to SummerSlam. I want to thank you all for watching. This is the most watched live Saturday with Alex Cardinale of the year. Enjoy SummerSlam, ladies and gentlemen, coming up in less than 2 hours. I'll see you all next Saturday at our normal airtime, 10 p.m. Eastern. Enjoy SummerSlam, and thank you for watching.
Thank you so much for tuning into Saturday with Alex Cardinale. Your support and viewership mean the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate each and every one of you. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss next week's show. And remember, you can catch up on all the previous episodes by visiting my YouTube channel at youtube.com/@AlexCardinale2026 under the playlist Saturday with Alex Cardinale. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I can't wait to see you again next Saturday.
Good night, and thanks for watching Saturday with Alex Cardinale.